Judge mocks teenager in court, shocked to learn he's a genius attorney in disguise. Judge Harrison leaned forward, adjusting his glasses. A smirk tugged at the corner of his lips. "Son, are you lost? This isn't a school debate club." The courtroom erupted in quiet chuckles. The teenager didn't flinch. He pulled out a chair, placed his documents down, and met the judge's gaze. "No, Your Honor," he said calmly. "I'm here to defend my client." The smirks faded. The laughter stopped. Nobody was expecting that. The judge raised an eyebrow, clearly amused. He leaned back in his chair, exchanging glances with the opposing attorney. "Defend your client? Kid, do you even have a law degree?" The courtroom chuckled again. Some shook their heads, whispering to each other. The opposing attorney, a middle-aged man in an expensive suit, smirked. "Your Honor, this is a waste of time. The defendant deserves real legal representation." The teen remained unfazed. "I have full legal authority to represent my client in this case," he said, sliding a neatly prepared document across the table. The judge glanced at the paperwork. His smirk wavered. It was legitimate. The courtroom murmurs grew louder. "How is this even possible?" someone whispered. Judge Harrison cleared his throat. "Fine," he said, still skeptical. "I'll allow it, but don't embarrass yourself, kid." The teen straightened his tie. "I won't," he said, "but they might." The room fell silent. The opposing attorney chuckled, shaking his head. "All right, let's make this quick," he said, flipping open his case file. "Your Honor, the facts are simple." "Objection," the teenager interrupted. The courtroom gasped. The judge raised an eyebrow. "On what grounds?" The teen adjusted his papers. "The prosecution is misleading the court. The facts they're presenting are based on assumptions, not legal evidence." His voice was steady, confident. "If we're discussing facts, let's start with the real ones." Silence. Even the opposing attorney seemed caught off guard. Judge Harrison leaned forward, suddenly interested. "Go on," he said. The teen stepped forward and began dissecting the case with pinpoint accuracy. He cited legal precedents, quoted obscure laws, and exposed weaknesses in the prosecution's argument. His words were sharp, his logic airtight. The spectators watched in stunned silence. Whispers spread across the room. How does he know all this? Flashbacks flickered in the teen's mind. Years of studying legal books in secret, watching trials online, practicing arguments in front of a mirror. This moment wasn't luck. He had prepared for this. By the time he finished speaking, the opposing attorney was gripping his pen tightly, struggling for a response. Judge Harrison tapped his fingers on the bench, his expression unreadable. "Interesting." The opposing attorney cleared his throat, flipping through his notes in frustration. He had underestimated the kid, and now the entire courtroom knew it. "That was impressive," he muttered, trying to regain control. "But you're missing one key point." "Actually," the teen interrupted again, his tone unwavering, "I anticipated that argument." He calmly walked over to the evidence table, picked up a document, and held it up. "This clause right here contradicts your claim. According to precedent set in Richards v. State, my client's rights were violated before the arrest." The courtroom erupted into hushed gasps. The judge, who had initially dismissed the teen, now leaned forward with genuine intrigue. He took the document, scanned it, and then looked up, his amusement completely gone. "You're right," Judge Harrison said slowly, his eyes narrowed. "That's an argument most practicing attorneys don't even notice." The opposing lawyer shifted uncomfortably. Beads of sweat formed on his forehead. The once confident smirk had vanished. A senior attorney sitting in the audience whispered, "Who is this kid?" The judge studied the teen carefully, his voice softer now. "I have to ask, where did you learn all this?" The teen simply smiled. "I study a lot." Judge Harrison remained silent for a moment, tapping his gavel lightly against the bench. Then, with a deep breath, he turned to the opposing attorney. Do you have a counter-argument? The lawyer hesitated, flipping through his notes. But it was useless. Every point had been dismantled. No, Your Honor, he admitted, defeated. The judge nodded. Then, based on the evidence presented, I rule in favor of the defense. He struck the gavel. Case dismissed. The courtroom erupted in murmurs. Reporters scribbled furiously. Spectators whispered in disbelief. The opposing attorney slumped in his chair. But the teen. He simply gathered his papers, adjusting his tie like this was just another day. Before he could leave, Judge Harrison called out, "Kid, you have a rare gift. Don't waste it." The teen smirked. "I don't plan to, Your Honor. Never judge someone by their age. Genius can come from anywhere. Like and subscribe for more inspiring stories."